Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia and this is DPA News. And one of the major things that happened over the past few days is in Venezuela where they had this major election, presidential election, where Maduro is up for re-election. And the dictator or authoritarian guy or socialist or popular guy, whatever you want to call it, depend on where you stand, how you look at him, is trying to get re-elected. And the election, as expected, is marred with a lot of controversy. And at the end of it, no one knows what's the real result. So Maduro still declares himself the victor. So the opposition first claimed victory because they have people at all the different poll stations, and by looking at the numbers, the exit polls and everything, they are 100% confirmed and assured that they have won at least by the ratio of 2-1 votes against Maduro. So, however, they declared victory after, which is earlier declared. No, so the Maduro actually was declared victor first, but the opposition claimed that they are the one that win, and they were waiting for the results because the all the exit polls have been showing that the opposition is going to have a landslide win. So, however, the Maduro actually, the National Electoral Council, which is they call it controlled by Maduro's loyalists, which is kind of obvious because Maduro run the authoritarian government. They control everything. So clearly the National Electoral Council will be pretty pro Maduro. And they basically the NEC, the National Electoral Council basically declared that Maduro have won 51% of the votes to 44% for Gonzalez, which is the opposition leader. So, however, it's weird because this election result, they did not declare the tallies from the 30,000 polling booths across the country. And they promised to release this vote count in the coming hours. So the opposition leader, Maria Corina Machado, said that the margin of Gonzalez's victory was overwhelming, and just purely based on the vote tallies that they have received from their campaign representative across about 40% of the ballot votes, ballot boxes nationwide. And so there's a delay in the announcement of the results, 6 hours after the poll was supposed to close. So according to this AP article, indicated that there was major debates within the Maduro's government on how to proceed, because everyone has been declaring the opposition is winning, but they just waiting for the official result. So the original idea was that they will release the tallies, like in the coming hours, but it never came. In fact, it never came even 1 week later. So until today, we still do not know what's a tally. By 2 days later, the Carter Center, which is one of these, I think it's an NGO or some, I think, or government related. I'm not sure who Carter Center is. What is it related to? Let me see. Carter Center is a non-profit, correct? So it's an NGO. So this NGO basically was monitoring this election. They have representative. I think they have 17 guys on a technical mission across 4 different cities across Venezuela to try to see how the election is run. However, their conclusion was damning. They say there was a complete lack of transparency, and they say that this declaration of Maduro as the winner without individual polling tallies clearly is completely not transparent. So they say that the entire election is chaotic, and it becomes one of just a handful of outside groups invited to observe. So they apparently they are invited, I guess. So they say that the electoral authorities, which is the NEC, failure to announce the disaggregated results by the polling station constitute a serious breach of electoral principles, which this one I have to agree. It does not matter which side you stand. are you pro or anti-Maduro? It does not matter. An election where you have multiple polling stations, and none of these polling stations is announcing their election results, not even by districts or not even by regions. There is just one result, one aggregated one, and there's no breakdowns. That is suspicious as hell. There's no other way about it. It doesn't matter which country you are from. It is not acceptable as an election. So you don't need an expert to tell you this. No one will be able to accept something like this. And in addition, they say that this election did not meet international standard and cannot be considered democratic. So I will be interested to see how they're going to look at the American results, because the Americans have all these mail-in ballots. I personally, I would not like it as well. I don't believe in mail-in ballots. I think there's a corruption of election for the Americans. So so anyway, and around a week later, they still do not have the breakdown. So the CNE or NEC, depending on which language we are using, provided only 6 figures for the Venezuelans to rely on. They claim that Maduro was elected on the 51.2% of the votes, totaling 5,150,000 and 92 votes out of 10 million plus votes. The opposition candidate, Armando Gonzalez, secured 44.2% or 4.445 million votes. The rest of the candidates combined received 4.6% or 462,000. And there's no information on who is the third placing, how are the remaining votes distributed among the candidates. So this is not just the problem, like this just aggregate. So how can this be legitimate? Not just this is the problem, but data scientists also say that the numbers add up too perfectly. If you have ever done something like this, I don't even go into the millions. I have done something like this kind of aggregating of percentage based on the numbers here and there. It doesn't go to 100% usually. There's always something wrong somewhere. Is the percentage always quite broken. So, and somehow, according to the data scientists, numbers add up too perfectly. They say that the vote count attributed to each candidate matches exactly the amount needed to reach the percentage without any rounding necessary. So instead of the complex figures with multiple decimal places in the percentage, the results are precise by just one decimal, which is highly unusual for election involving millions of votes. So not a single vote deviated from the first decimal place, which is extremely unusual, said an Argentinian data scientist. And it seems highly likely that the government started with the percentage that they wanted to report and then counted backwards to get the number of votes needed to get that percentage, which I believe that seems to be the case. So, and I think that they deliberately use a 51%, to not make it like a landslide for Maduro, because a lot of people don't like him. So, they purposely pick a number that is above 50%. So he's like got a good mandate yet, he's not that far off, so he can get some legitimacy. Gotcha. So if you want to watch the full video, go over to DPA News channel. So it's a new channel. Yeah, but I know. So click on the link and go to the DPA News channel to watch the complete video.